Hey, it's BessieLB, and I am back again with another episode on Ask Me BessieLB. Let's talk about it. Today, I'm going to be discussing admitting when you're the problem and admitting when you are going through it. All right. So admitting when you're the problem and admitting when you're going through it. That topic is real simple. Okay. Admitting when you're going through it, right? Be upfront, first of all, with yourself when you're going through something. You have to come to the conclusion that you literally are having difficulties with something before you can kind of go forward and admit it to anyone else if need be. If you know that you're mentally struggling with something, if you know that you're physically struggling with something, if you know that you're just not well, then you have to come to yourself and you need to take a pause and say, you know what? I'm not feeling well. I need to take a step back. You know what? This is a lot for me. I need to take a step back. You have to admit that, because when you do not admit that you have a problem, it will be left unresolved and it may negatively impact others. Admit when you are the problem to people as well, guys. You have to know when you're in a certain situation, you may react based off of personal response. You may react based off of something that you're currently going through at the time. So if you start back with the first step of knowing that you have something that you're going through, you may be able to prevent taking what you're personally going through and not, inflicting that negative type of vibe onto others. When you check yourself, you're then able to know how to operate around people, or if you need to take a step back from other people. I feel like oftentimes people go through maybe debates and arguments, or they may make a mistake on something and they don't want to admit that they're the problem. They don't want to admit that they made that mistake. Simply learn that you're not perfect and no one is. And if you made a mistake, own up to it. I feel like that's for relationships with your family, your friends, your significant others. I feel like a lot of times I find myself personally apologizing. Even when I'm having just a light conversation, I say sorry a lot, right? I need to learn not to say sorry for everything, because some things you just don't need to apologize for. I say sorry a lot and I don't need to. So I'm a person that will overly say sorry, or I will come forward and say, sorry if I said X, Y, and Z and it made you feel some way, or I could have said this a little bit differently than how I said it, or just being aware that maybe what I said at the time didn't need to be said during that circumstance. I'm that kind of person. But when you have someone like me versus someone that will absolutely not admit when they're wrong, that is a problem, and that's what causes conflict between people. I feel like there's a lot of times that we go through things and we're not telling someone, I have a problem, I need help, I need this, I need that. They want to sweep things underneath the rug, and it's just not cool. So you guys need to learn how to really come forward and tell people, I'm going through something. I don't want to deal with what anybody else is going through right now, because I'm trying to deal with what I have going through, what I have going and what I'm going through right now. It's just something important. I feel like that's also important with maybe your relationships with your family, your friends, right? It's hard because those are people that you value most, especially your family, especially if it's someone like your mom or your grandparent or your dad or something like that. It's hard, but if they're doing something that makes you uncomfortable, if they're doing something that doesn't sit right with you, you have to admit to them that they're causing pain and they're causing agony to you. And you have to stand up for what it is that you feel needs to be said and what needs to be done to put you in a better mindset. So take accountability for what it is that you do and what you cause towards people, but also take accountability to let someone else know what they're doing and what they're saying is having a negative impact on you, right? So I guess the main thing is taking accountability and learning how to admit things and not bottle them in and sweep them underneath the rug as if it's not there, because that problem's just going to keep festering and it's not going to go away. Like, not in the slightest bit. It's just going to keep growing and it's going to continue to get bigger. So that's something that I wanted to speak on. Let me know what you guys think about this topic.